Right. Morning guys, just started the work on Jake's e36, so it's all clean now. Toys in the workshop today helping us.
I didn't think we were getting me on video, so I was closing my eyes.
Oh, yeah, Toya's feeling a little bit worse for wear today. She's been ill for the last couple of days, so she's in helping me today. So yeah, this is the colour. You can't really see it in this dim light, but it's a really nice candy red. As soon as we get a bit of sunlight, I'll take it outside and show you. But the whole car basically has been rubbed down. As per the last video, this was the one at Pod that got absolutely annihilated. So this whole rear end was basically round here. It was like a banana. So Jake just cut the back off and welded another bit on. It's just his skid car. He's done a really nice job on it, to be fair. Like, you know, the welding and stuff is literally straight the way down here. So yeah, you'd never know. And once it's all wrapped up, it'll look $1 million. So I think his plan is the candy red. He's got R33 wheels all round, so I think they're going to go white. He's got like just some skirts. He's got a little lip kit on it, roof spoiler. But he was going to take it in for paint, hence why it's all sanded down. It's a bit awkward because obviously anyone who does wrapping knows it should be like a gloss painted surface that it goes onto. That said, I have done cars which are sanded down like this and they stick absolutely fine. And this one is pretty smooth. There's a few bits on it which are like rusty bits that you can't really sort unless you're sanding down even more or not, and that's not my job. But Jake says it's a drift car and it's going to get the back smashed off again anyway. So I don't think he's that fussed. So yeah, the plan is get the bumpers done, because I can obviously take these trims off, get all that done in strips. I'll wrap underneath the skirts anyway, so everything's red. And then we've got the skirts over there. Got a rear, like I say, little front cut SE bumper lip, and then a roof spoiler. I just said we just need a boot spoiler now, and it'll look pretty good, I think. But anyway, I'll do a bit of a stop-start motion stuff on the car maybe. I'm going to get the bonnet and the roof laid down first, just to check it's going down all right on this sort of paint, and then yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad on this, because obviously you've got the trims. You can hide the vinyls in these trims here, so you can do each section basically. All this stuff can be done in sections, because like I say, all that's covered up by skirts anyway. Same with the front bumper, where you've got the natural lines and the joins. They're not too bad a job to do, because you can do them in sections. So yeah, anyway, right, in a bit. Right, so that's the candy red colour. It's absolutely beautiful. Wrappers come on so much in the last couple of years. I mean, this is a bit of a potato phone, if I'm honest with you. So like, you can't really get to see the deepness of the colour. That looks like a really light red, but it's actually like a deep cherry red. But yeah, it should look awesome on there. I'll try and get some better pictures with like an SLR or something, like Toy's SLR camera, once it's finished, and then I'll edit them into the video. Right, okay, so we've just done a tester on the roof. It's a shame you can't see the colour in here underneath. Well, there's no light above there, but it's all fake lights, I'm afraid, at the moment. But you'll see the colour is absolutely awesome. When you get it in sunlight, it's going to be really, really, really like a nice candy. But at the moment, it just looks a bit orangey. Obviously, it's been a completely battered up drift car. You could see, you know, underneath the vinyl where there's grinding marks on the bonnet and a few bits and pieces like that. You'll never get away from that. That's just part and parcel of wrapping a car which is, you know, the bodywork is less than ideal. But it should look really, really good once it's done, I think. I say plan is to get it all done. Hopefully it's sunny in the next couple of days. It doesn't look like it because we've got a storm at the moment, but the plan is, yeah, to get this out in the sunlight, hopefully, and get some really nice pictures. You can kind of just get the candy there. But yeah, in the flesh, it's beautiful. Yeah, right, let's crack on. Right, so what I've ended up doing on this boot, I've had to put a join line through here. I don't normally do it. Normally I would obviously wrap a boot which comes over and all the way in one piece. But as you can see, all underneath here, I know there's a trim which is going in here, which will hide all of this stuff, but here, the paint and the boot was so horrific. Like, you can see where it's been ground down, paint missing. It's underneath the plate where the plate goes, so I'm going to make Jake a custom plate anyway to cover it. So yeah, I've had to do it in 2 pieces because it just kept lifting in here. The first time we done it, we've wrapped it over, gone down, and it's just literally pulled a load of stuff off. So I've ended up having to do a join there. I mean, you can't even see the join, to be fair. And once the boot's completely closed, it's like underneath. It's like right underneath this lip here. So you're never going to see it. But yeah, it's definitely looking good. It's just a shame, obviously, about this sort of stuff. But like I say, once it's hidden underneath a plate, you won't even get to see it. Jake was saying to me, like, to save money on this wrap, basically, he treats this as just a bash about car. He wants it to look a little bit nicer for next year, which is why he's gone and done the whole wrap on it. But he was saying to save time, rather than wrapping the whole side in one, just wrap it in sections so I can use less materials, which makes sense. And he said normally this quarter here I would do in one piece all the way over. But he said maybe chuck a join through here so you're only doing sections. If it doesn't end up costing that much more in vinyl in as much as lengthwise, I might even still do that in one section and just lay, you know, I can cut that middle bit out there and just lay that up in one, because I think it looks so much neater that done without a join. Even if I have to buy a couple of extra meters of vinyl, I think it's worth it for him. If he then stoves the rear end in, yeah, he'll have no choice. He'll have to he'll have to patch it in. I mean, that is the kind of beauty with this wrap, you know, like when you look at that join there, I mean, you can't even see there's a join there. So basically the join is here underneath, and you can't, you know, from certain angles you might just about catch it. But, you know, if you imagine painting this car in candy, if you was to stove a quarter in and had to repaint a quarter, it would never ever match, because you just can't match pearl and candy, not really. It's a ball ache. So you have to have the whole side resprayed, and then it's different from the boot. And so really, it's a full car respray again, where, especially with drift cars in wrap, if you stove a quarter in, you know, you can lose, if you wanted to join it even in this natural swage line which runs along the car here, you could lose a join in there if you wanted to. If you didn't want to replace the whole quarter, just do that section. So it kind of makes sense on a drift car to run, you know, a material or a paint which is easy to repair, because there's nothing worse than having a car that looks ropey. Like, it's no different with this one. You know, I've bashed the back on this one up, and this bumper here, all right, it's had a few whacks now, but you know, there's a join which runs all the way along the inside edge of this bumper, and again, you just don't see it. It's just, you know, it's invisible once it goes on there. So yeah, definitely worthwhile thinking about when building a drift car, how you're going to keep it looking fresh, because I saw this whole debate this week online about missile cars. If you don't know their worth, then you're obviously not driving hard enough, and it's fucking bullshit, a load of old shite. Like, you could still have a really nice, fancy-looking drift car and drive it hard. I don't drive that car like a 25 grand car. That thing just gets, you know, annihilated every time I drive it, and I fix it. If it goes tits up and I hit a wall or I do whatever, I fix it every time. So yeah, it's definitely worthwhile making your drift cars nice, because I just think, also for the scene, like, you know, you go up to tracks. I watched Dave Egan's thing at Mondello Park, and he was banned ugly cars, because I think it makes sense, to be honest with you. You want a sport. You wouldn't see F1 cars on the F1 grid all battered and knackered. Like, you just don't see it there. It's just not a done thing. And drifting should be the same. I know they get abused. I know you get door rubs, but there's a big difference between a good driver doing a door rub. Any driver can go and smash through someone. Any driver can go and bash into anyone. It's funny, because when I took this to Driftland when it was white, and I always say I didn't have no working handbrake, no hydro, and obviously Driftland's fast, down that wall is fast, and if you need a correction and you've got no handbrake, to even scrub a bit of speed off, you know, make a correction if you understeer and you need to give it a quick tug to oversteer again, it's like, you can't do it. And I battered this thing. This thing was like a Lego car. If I can find the picture, I'll put it up next, but yeah, if it was like a Lego car basically, and if it was horrific, to be honest with you. It was quite bad. So, but then it got fixed, you know, and then it turns out looking like that. So I just don't see the point in having battered drift cars. I think it looks shonky, and for a motorsport to progress in the UK, I do think there has to be some sort of level of professionalism in it, because, you know, some of the cars that I see turn up at these days, I'm like, whoa, like, for one, I don't want to go and skid with them out on track, and two, anyone who's looking to push the sport forward, it just looks a bit shit, doesn't it? Like, let's face it just looks a bit shit, you know, like cars with no lights in, like smashed in doors. I just think like there's areas for that, you know. You want to go to an oval, concrete oval, with your mates and bash into each other, brilliant, go and do it, it's fun, I know it's fun, but when it comes to like a sport and making the scene look a bit better, because let's face it, it's got a pretty bad rap as it is. You know, let's face it, it's Asbo as fucking, it's like well Asbo, you know, you got like the noise, the tyre smoke. It is what it is. I love it. I love it. But other motorsports and other forms of motorsport, they see drifting as a bit of a joke, which it's a shame. It's a real shame. But I can understand where they're coming from, because yeah, you've got all them aspects which lead up to a I don't know, like a vision, isn't it, of the whole sport. So yeah. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Make your cars cool, kids, and keep them looking cool. Soon to be looking very cool. Yeah, I do dig this kind of look. I've always liked 33 wheels on E36s. So, like, once he's got his little roof spoiler, little boot spoiler, all white wheels on it, clear rear lights. I said I reckon there should be clear rear lights on that. I think it'd be absolutely awesome. But yeah, it's we had about 2 seconds of sunshine, so I thought I'd get a quick video of the colour. Still got a few swell marks got to take out in it yet, but yeah, you can see there, look, how nice is that? Very, very cool. So nice. Super, super cool. Sun on that bit, but it's going to look well spicy when it's done. Right, so I decided I was going to do that in one piece. I couldn't have a join in it, it just looked terrible for me, so yeah, I bit the bullet and just done it. I'm sure we've got enough vinyl to do it. Look at this colour in here, man, it's so cool. But yeah, so it's just gonna look 10 times neater in it, having no joins in it. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Right, so we're gonna call it a day. We've done a fair bit, to be fair. So yeah, that's pretty much most of the side. Just got this wing to do. It looks super rad, actually. Yeah, just got the wing to do on this side, but that's all that over in one piece. Obviously, you know, there's a few ripples in it from where it was damaged, but it looks a million times better than what it does. This colour's absolutely wild. So I just show you the. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, look at that candy. That is amazing. But yeah, no, it's looking really, really good. So I don't know why this camera makes it look so orange. It's like, I wish you could see it as I could see it. It's like the most beautiful, deep cherry red candy. It looks like really light red here. I don't know why. It just must be this camera. But what I'll do, like I say, once this car's fully done, I'll get it obviously out in the sunlight, and we'll try and get some decent pictures of it, because it just looks. Look at this on this camera, babe. Look, have a quick look at that. It looks really weird, doesn't it? It doesn't do it justice at all. It looks so. But yeah, you kind of get where I'm going with it. It's yeah, super cool. Right, so I didn't get much of a video, but it's not all back together yet, but it's getting there. So that's pretty much all the front bumper done. We've still got the light inserts to go in, obviously bumper plastics to go in. But yeah, got all the skirts to go back on, trims to go back on. I've still got the roof spoiler to stick on. Back bumper still needs wrapping, obviously, but yeah, it's looking real nice. Right, that's the all the stuff back in the front bumper. Skirts are on, only with a couple of little screws, so they're easy to take off. And yeah, spoiler's all on solid now. Start putting all the little trims back on, and it's just back bumper, rear spats to do. But yeah, it's looking beautiful. That colour, I love this colour. Super nice. Hopefully we get a bit of a sunny day, and when it comes round I'll be able to show you the proper colour. So nice. Gonna see if I can get Reese with this banger.
Fucking hell, I thought I blew the fucking tank up or something with petrol. I was just thinking about that whole fucking that ghost thing you were just saying. I was like, maybe the ghost might do something to me in a minute. And that happened.
That was louder than I thought it was going to be.
You know, this is what I thought when you stayed here late now, because I always freak out when something's going to happen.
That was the last one I had.
You horrible man.
Right, so everything bar the back bumper now. I've just brought out a little bit of red to touch in all the little screws, so you can hardly see them. There's like, well, you can see that tiny little one there in that corner, one in the middle, one at the end, but look, all the ones in the bumper you can't see now. So yeah, it's looking mighty fine. That colour, I love this thing. Oh my god, it makes you want to build a it makes me want to sack the E30 off and build another 36, if I'm honest. But yeah, looking so good. That's mad, man. Looks like a different car. Pretty sick. Very cool. I think you'll like that, mate. Nah, well, no, the rear end was over here. Right, so that's the that's the end process. So that's Jake's all finished up, all the lights back in. Happy boy? Cool. Yeah, no, it looks good. We've got some tape holding the trims back on at the moment, but once they dry, should be really cool. Still got to do the mirrors. I'll drop them down to him in the week. But yeah, no, this looks absolutely mega. So it's all the spats back on, rear bumper back on. Spoiler, I love this colour. Don't mind me getting your plate in there. Yeah, oh, very cool. Happy with how that went. Actually, colour looks more correct in video than it does in photos.
Yeah, it does.
So sick. Right, another one successfully done. Rest of the team now.